Hey guys, and how about we watch Crash vs. Spyro Death Battle? Now for this one, I do know the characters, but apparently I didn't know them quite as well as I thought I did. And also, like right off the bat, I do watch those Death Battle preview sort of things that they have. Not the ones they show on Death Battle Cast, but I do watch like the weekly ones, and they're entirely using Legend of Spyro, which means that right off the bat, I believe that Spyro will almost entirely demolish Crash Bandicoot. I don't think Crash has ever done anything nearly impressive enough to compete with pulling a planet together, two super forms with near infinite power, and by the way, when I say near infinite power, I don't mean Superman near infinite power, I mean it's impossible to run out of energy while using the super form. Not to mention all the elemental breaths that Spyro has, and outdoing a golem with his own physical strength. It's funny, because in the last video I said, I'm someone who liked Legend of Spyro when it came out. I genuinely enjoyed it, so I know a lot of this stuff. I genuinely do. I don't think things like his crystal, like the crystal he encased himself in for, what was it, like 3 years or something like that? That's not going to help him. Probably not, at the very least. He has time stop ability, or time slow at the very least, so that's another thing that I don't know if Crash has anything to deal with that. He can fly, and yeah, Crash has a bazooka. It's a pretty good bazooka. He has a jetpack that can match Spyro's flying, and he spins. That is basically the entire problem with Crash. What does he have to combat Spyro other than a bazooka? And I know, when I say it out loud, that sounds like a pretty good arsenal to combat a dragon, but trust me, it's not. It's not up to me. It's up to these guys, and I might get it right, I might get it wrong. I don't know. But either way, let's start our show. That was pretty good. Bum, 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 bum,
The early
bum.
1990s played host to one of the biggest battlegrounds the world had ever seen.
What
the
is that?
Console Wars.
Nintendo and Sega's mascots were locked in a merciless duel over the gaming throne.
But when the smoke cleared, a surprise third challenger was rising to the top.
The Sony PlayStation. And it didn't have just one mascot, it had two.
Crash Bandicoot, the mutated marsupial from Down Under.
And Spyro the Dragon, the powerful purple hero of the Dragon Realm. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
They're using Enter the Dragonfly's model.
I admire another brilliant doctor of science as much as the next guy, especially those with grand plans to take over the world. But I'm not sure Dr. Neo Cortex makes the cut.
Why not? He's an evil genius who made a mutant Aussie army of animals to take over the world.
Sure, but when it came time to assign a general for this army, Cortex chose, of all things, a bandicoot.
A band of what? You're making that up.
It's a real animal. Look.
Oh, hey, it's kinda cute. How's that little thing gonna take over the world?
With the Evolvo Ray, Cortex did successfully mutate it into a powerful beast. However, when he tried to brainwash the creature, he utterly failed to create his fearsome general. Instead, he got Crash Bandicoot.
So Cortex threw him out like trash, and Crash became.
I wouldn't say threw him out. Crash more just ran away.
Because this band of Crash is a few snags short of a Barbie. His physical abilities make up for it. He's got parkour skills like nobody's business.
Which is appropriate, as bandicoots are excellent jumpers, similar to their marsupial cousin, the kangaroo.
He's got superhuman strength, and
Oh,
can
wow.
take a big hit and just keep on going, like an Energizer Bunny of pain.
Crash can double jump in midair, slide incredible distances, and use Crash Dash to boost his speed.
He's also tapped into Mojo, a magic substance that's basically life energy, to enhance his battle techniques. He's got his Norris Roundhouse and Triple Dragon, but his favorite move is the Cyclone Spin.
He can even give this move a boost for the Death Tornado technique, though this can leave him dizzy and prone to counterattacks. Still, these brutal moves proved incredibly useful for rescuing his fellow mutant bandicoot girlfriend, Tawna.
Oh,
I always
why
forget
does she
about
look
her.
like that? She's like really hot, but also not at the same time. I'm really confused.
While Crash's natural abilities were enough to save her, his future battles with Cortex would require more sophisticated tools.
Yeah, like the rad copter pack. He's even got himself the unicorn of motorsport.
He has a
the
jetpack.
space
Why would you?
motorcycle.
Why would you bring
I
up the
wouldn't
copter pack when he has a
own one of those.
jetpack?
To increase
And
his
also,
firepower, he carries
jet
a
board.
special bazooka that uses a naturally occurring and easily attainable form of ammunition: Wampa fruits.
The same kind of fruit shooter that's on his power loader suit from Alien. I mean, this completely generic-looking mech.
But why fruit? I can't imagine it's a particularly effective projectile.
I don't know, Wiz. Remember that time I shot you with my potato gun? You were stuck in a coma for like a month.
Wait, what? You told me I lost that month because my time travel wristwatch finally worked.
Well, where's Crash getting all this cool tech? He can't be building it all himself. He's pretty dumb.
They're all thanks to
1
his
plus
kid
1
sister,
equals
Coco,
3.
who's 10 times the inventor Cortex is. But Crash isn't really dumb. He just lacks communication skills. He actually shows many symptoms of autism. Some people with autism, known as savants, are extraordinarily gifted in particular skill sets, and I think that describes Crash perfectly. While he may not know how to hold a conversation, he is a superb athlete and puzzle solver.
Well, I'm sure it helps that he's surrounded
Okay,
by
then.
friends who encourage his better traits.
Hey, that was a good one.
Like Aku Aku, his magical mask foster dad, who's basically a god. Lucky bastard.
Aku Aku's magical mojo prowess is quite impressive.
I think
He's
they're
very
giving him the
protective
benefit of the
Crash and
doubt,
will
but,
often step in when Crash is in trouble. But not always.
Wiz, why can he teleport across dimensions on his own, but can't teleport Crash very far at all?
This is as far as I can take us. We'll have to fight our way to the robot's interior and save your sister.
Well, perhaps his fatherly intuition is kicking in, encouraging Crash to learn from his own mistakes and become his own man, or Bandicoot.
Yeah, maybe he's just being a dick.
Well, thanks to Aku Aku and his own amazing abilities, Crash has performed some incredible feats while stopping Cortex's plans time and time again.
He's strong enough to lift his adopted brother Crunch over his head. Since Crunch is at least twice as big as Crash, that would mean Crash's strength is similar to the world's best powerlifters.
His cyclone attack can generate enough force to lift this large boulder and throw it so hard it shatters on impact. Comparing its size to Crash, that boulder must weigh nearly 8 tons.
He's also fast enough to outrun polar bears, which can move up to 25 miles per hour. But Crash really shines when it comes to durability. Just look at how well he holds up after taking 112 falling wooden crates to the face.
Oh, come on. That means literally nothing.
Where do they all come from?
I bet it's Aku Aku's fault. And he's right back up like it didn't even happen. What a champ.
Crash has endured an explosion of 23 crates of TNT all at once, which, given their size, could potentially level a city block. Whoa! And with the help of Aku Aku, he even survived a crash landing from outer space.
Yeah, Aku Aku can take a single hit of
This
anything.
vessel was likely falling at 17,500 miles per hour, similar to the space shuttle's typical re-entry, which means the force of its collision would be equivalent to more than 2 million tons of TNT.
Wait, but why didn't Aku Aku just teleport them to safety?
I can't believe we're okay.
Oh, are you kidding me, Aku? You know what you did, or didn't do. But what's the saying? Any Crash you can walk away from, right? Plus, given how easy it is for Crash's enemies to lure him into traps, his absurd durability is crucial.
Well, Crash isn't perfect, but with his amazing abilities and a little bit of mojo, he's saved the whole world many times
They didn't
over.
really go over
And after years
anything
of this,
about what
he
Mojo
had
even
finally
does.
learned how to speak.
Now let's go home and eat pancakes.
Pancakes!
What?
Wait, that's it?
Prophecy tells of a special purple dragon born every 10 generations, destined to be a hero of his age. This was the legend of Spyro. But when the ancient Dark Master Malefor learned of this, he swore to destroy Spyro before he even hatched.
By the way, there are at least 3 different timelines for Spyro, but we're mainly sticking with the Legend of Spyro version, because he can do pretty much anything the other ones can, and more.
Yeah, I mean,
Plus,
yeah.
I think they're all the same as Spyro reincarnated anyway, since that's what the prophecy says, and look, That's totally Skylands being made at the end of Dawn of the Dragon.
I would agree with that.
Wild fan theories aside, Spyro was saved from
Nationality
Malfoy's
Dragon
wrath by
Realm.
a guardian dragon.
He is a
He
Dragon
decided to
Realm.
pull a Moses and send Spyro's egg floating down a river to who knows where. Okay, why do so many stories start with people just throwing babies into rivers? It's never a good idea.
Wrong, Wiz. It worked out fine for Spyro. He was found and adopted
It's
by
all
a family
Christian.
of dragonflies. And even without fellow dragons
I don't know,
around,
parallels.
Spyro grew up
Yeah.
to be a pretty good fighter. He's strong, tough, and makes good use of his horns, tail, and claws.
But not his wings. Not yet. Without a dragon's parentage, Spyro remained mostly grounded during his childhood.
But he got pretty good at using his head. Like the fun way, not the brainy stuff. You do not want to be on the other end of his charge attack.
But one fateful day, everything changed. During a game of hide-and-seek with his quote-unquote brother, Sparks, they got into a bit of monkey business and, in desperation, Spyro unexpectedly breathed fire. This was Spyro's first hint that he was adopted.
Hold up. You mean he thought he was an actual dragonfly the whole time? I can think of a few other hints, like, I don't know, anytime he saw his reflection.
This revelation prompted Spyro to go on a journey in search of his true home among other dragons. Oh, and Sparks tagged along to help find treasure and protect his dragon brother from harm.
Not like he needed it. He's the chosen one, bitch. He's got a bunch of awesome dragon powers.
As a purple dragon, Spyro was not limited to just his fire breath. After finding and rescuing 4 great dragon guardians, they each became his teachers in the arts of elemental combat.
Ignitus taught Spyro how to control fire and focus it into huge blasts. Voltaire showed him how to use electric breath to stun enemies and toss them through the air. Cyril taught him to freeze foes solid and fire ice shards. And Parador showed him how to use earth breath to split rocks and roll up into a ball.
Spyro also honed his physical and chi combat with the martial art of Dragon Kata. Oh, and he finally learned how to fly.
About time.
Speaking of which, Spyro learned how to briefly slow down time to improve his reactions.
Oh, damn. But all of this led to Spyro learning the ultimate element. The convexity breath.
Ether.
Convexity.
It's ether.
No, stupid. Everyone calls it convexity.
Oh, okay. Purple dragons
Why
like Spyro
do
can
people
use
call
a
it
mysterious
convexity?
energy that is essentially the spiritual life force
Why
of
do
the
people
universe.
call it
While it's
convexity? I've never heard
officially
that
named
before.
in canon, lead concept artist Jared Polin has gone on record to clarify its name and properties, and he calls it ether. Eat that, boomstick.
Don't convex me, Wiz. Fans know I'm right.
Ether is an extremely powerful element which binds the fates of the living and the dead. With ether, Spyro pulls from the 4 elements to create energy which, according to Polin, has power comparable to that of an atom smasher.
Isn't that the thing that shoots an atom around at light speed for all sorts of sciencey stuff?
Yes, they're particle accelerators with a moving photon beam containing 362 megajoules of energy.
Yeah, you said that.
This beam can slice through a
I'm
human skull
sorry.
in a nanosecond.
I am
just like what
sorry?
happened to Russian scientist Anatoly Bugorsky when he stuck his head in one of them.
Why the hell would he do that? God, being Russian must be hard.
Bugorsky took a beam less than a molecule thick through the skull, which obliterated all matter in its path in an instant. While he survived, half of his face around the microscopic hole in his head swelled, peeled apart, and was permanently paralyzed. While he experienced
That's
a light
beautiful.
Described as brighter than 1,000 suns.
Hey, Spyro, what was that about?
I don't really know. I just felt like I had to hit it. And when I did, the power of 1,000 suns surged through my body.
Just imagine if that beam was the size of Spyro's super breath. No, wait, you don't need to. We've seen what it's like to become the Ape King.
Of course, Spyro's ether powers have other uses as well, such as curing his fellow dragon Cinder of malforce corruption.
Is he shooting ghosts at her? What kind of magic were they smoking when they came up with that?
But ether is dependent on a balance between light and dark. Should a purple dragon fall prey to their own anger and hatred, they risk being consumed by dark ether, or nether, transforming into a blackened, rage-filled form.
Spyro's a really nice guy. This Dark Spyro, he lets loose. He's stronger, faster, and way more violent.
Unfortunately, when Spyro's consumed by dark ether, he cannot return to his old self on his own. But with friends like Sparks and Cinder at his side, he's always found his way back.
Through the power of love.
I mean, yeah.
Right, Spyro?
You gotta believe!
Oh, he did.
With all these powers at his claw tips, Spyro is a force to be reckoned with. He's pretty quick, outracing biplanes that can fly over 159 miles per hour.
He's pushed a gold statue about twice his size, and he's pretty tough, claiming his scales are impenetrable.
So I'm electricity-proof too? I knew my scales were impenetrable, but now this?
A bold claim, but let's look at the facts. Spyro once took a punch from this massive magma golem.
I mean,
which then lost its arm
it
and
looks more like
evil
you
form.
just
This
you
cathedral is
just
very similar
purposefully
in
got
size
hit
to
by
St.
it, but
Stephen's Basilica, a Roman Catholic church in Budapest, Hungary. By taking the height, length, and depth of the basilica and adjusting for empty space, we can estimate the arm's mass to weigh over 400,000 tons. Assuming a low-end punching speed of 15 miles per hour, that of the average humans, the golem must have hit with at least 1.9 million tons of force.
And after getting all these powers, saving the dragons, and defeating the Dark Master himself, Spyro tapped into ether one last time to literally pull the exploding planet back together.
beautiful.
How the hell? How?
I'd say a mix of the power of love, magic of friendship, and a smidgen of prophetic destiny.
Wiz, I want a pet dragon more than anything.
It's a sad sight, Sparks. Another noble warrior falls victim to the plague of love. Just look away.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, let me tell you about the mascot of good food, Blue Apron.
Oh, well, it hasn't been a while, so.
That's right.
Anyway, so it sounds like the way they analyzed, it sounds like Crash has more durability overall. Okay.
By now, you're probably shouting at your screen, where do I sign up? Well, Blue Apron is treating Death Battle viewers to $30 off your first order if you visit blueapron.com/battle. So check out this week's menu and get your $30 off at
No, $30 off. $30 off is actually pretty good, but I don't really want to order food. Yeah, it sounds like Crash has more durability, but Spyro still is much stronger.
Weird. What are you doing?
Well, okay then. I guess Spyro doesn't get the extra hits Sparks normally gives him.
All right. You asked for it.
Oh, well, here we go. How are you missing? He's 2 feet in front of you. Okay.
Wait a sec, was that a fruit?
I just noticed that all of the ground around them is white, but you know what? I'm fine with this. Why use this? In this situation, why use that? Oh, I guess it worked.
Woohoo! Stay right. Where do you keep finding these things?
Oh, well then. I don't think your plan worked, Crash.
Nobody messes with me, pal.
I don't think your plan worked, Crash.
I don't think Aku's gonna pull Crash from the grave after that.
Spyro had plenty of obvious advantages. His speedy flight let him control the pace of the battle, and his elemental arsenal gave him a much wider variety of attacks than Crash had ever seen in a one-on-one fight. Even with his extraordinary puzzle-solving skills, Crash was simply overwhelmed. But surprisingly, this wasn't nearly as one-sided as it looked on paper.
With the strength to throw an 8-ton boulder, Crash was actually stronger than Spyro.
Are you?
Both of them had
I
survived
don't think
impacts
that's
worth
right.
around 2 million tons of
They didn't
force.
show the clip,
How
but
convenient.
he's definitely
It's
stronger than the
almost like
Golem.
they planned this all along.
To be fair, we did have to lowball Spyro's durability against the Golem's punch. However, both of them had shown durability, which far exceeded much of their attack capability.
So even with his gadgets, Crash really didn't have a good way to hurt Spyro very much. But the funny thing is, Spyro didn't have many attacks that could firmly hurt Crash either. They were both just too tough.
Well, until Spyro used the Ether Breath, which could literally break matter apart at an atomic level. Not even Aku could save Crash from a beam that intense.
Seriously, though.
Win this one.
The winner is Spyro the Dragon.
I'm not surprised, but that was
Hey guys,
was
thanks for watching
brutal.
this episode of Death Battle. If
Like,
you want
Crash
to
was so
battle
confident,
yourself,
but then
click
just
the link below.
incinerated.
Exclusive commentary on this episode. Click
I
that
liked
box over
that.
there.
I did.
Membership trial.
What's this? Ah, Sora versus Pit. I honestly expected that. Like, I saw Sora. Who else would he go up against? Like, come on. I only know some stuff about Pit. Sora, I couldn't care less about Kingdom Hearts. It's really uninteresting to me. Really uninteresting and boring. So, I guess we'll see how interesting they can make it sound in the next Death Battle. Pit's pretty powerful. He has pretty fast flight, and has a lot of weapons at his disposal. A lot of ranged weapons, too, so we'll see how Sora can deal with range. Again, I'm not surprised about the outcome of this Death Battle. They lowballed Spyro's durability, yeah, but they also didn't even mention his most impressive strength feat, which, again, was being stronger than that one Golem that they showed multiple times. He's stronger than that thing, so do with that information as you will. Personally, just from my own experience, I would say that, I don't know, that's probably indicative of the fact that Spyro is stronger than Crash. 8-ton boulders are pretty good, but I don't know. I think that would probably be more impressive. Anyway, besides the point, I was right. Destructive capability, Spyro is much better. And yeah, I guess we'll see what the next Death Battle brings us. If you liked my video, you can leave a like down there. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, then you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see all of you in the next video.